Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Yeah, here we go. It is the Wednesday KVJ After the Show Podcast. Heading into the weekend before you know it. We're most of the way there.
Tomorrow is Friday Eve.
It is. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of a good feeling when you get to Thursday. Thursday feels like, okay, I think I can make it. It's, you're on the other side of the hump.
And especially if the weather's like cooling down a little bit, like highs instead of the 90s are now in the 80s, low 80s. So that's good.
Should be happening. I mean, it is pretty much that time. Like I say every year, I use my own clock on this. It is by the second week of November, you're in the free and clear.
I know, but I'm really hoping that we get it a little bit earlier this year because I want Halloween to not be swamp ass.
It usually is.
I know, but I don't want it to be.
I feel like it never used to be. I feel like when I was 8 years old, Halloween was always windy and kind of cool outside.
Yeah.
With everything else we've had to deal with in 2020, can't we just have a cool, breezy Halloween?
And I'm talking South Florida. It was, I swear, we had very cold Christmases in South Florida back in the 80s and early 90s. And then like 95 or something, it started getting to where it was every other Christmas or every other Halloween. By the 2000, it was fucking hot.
J-Bard, that's politically motivated.
I don't give a frog's fat ass. I'm just telling you what this body felt. It feels like there's a laser going through my skin when I'm outside.
It's changed.
Well, it must be a Democratic laser.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Republican. Got to do both sides, Virginia.
It's crazy. So, yeah, we'll see. But we're getting there. So, slowly but surely. Do you guys have any plans looking ahead to this weekend? Anything crazy you're going to be doing?
I might go on the jet ski a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saw that video. Mags is doing pretty well with her surfing, skiing, whatever the heck it is, scurfing.
So they take like a skim board and they pull it behind a ski boat and they jump waves. They jump the wake. There's no waves. They jump the wake of the boat and they do little tricks. And if two of them are going at once, they'll like do tricks where they spray each other. She's gotten really good at it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. When you do little tricks on the water.
And she goes in that same little back bay area where Tyler Cameron always goes. So she knows.
wow.
She knows she's on high alert. If she sees Tyler Cameron, she better call her mother.
Okay. So that's
swim
where
out
he
there.
hangs.
That's where he goes on the back to scurf and do his little frolicking on the backwaters of Jupiter.
I gotcha. I think they kicked off The Bachelorette last night, right? Is that what it was that went down?
Yes, The Bachelorette. Not The Bachelor, which his friend, Matt James, is going to be The Bachelor.
Okay.
So right now we're just starting The Bachelorette.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard whether it was good or not good. To me, they're all awful, but, I guess if you like the franchise, was
I
it
don't
good
like
or
this
not?
one as much. I don't like when all the guys are fighting over the one girl. I like it when all the girls are fighting over the one
The
guy.
girls are the entertaining ones.
The girls make it more fun because they get crazy, Kevin.
The
I know.
dudes are just a bunch of dudes. Yeah, all
Whoa,
right, chick.
whoa. In the end, they always end up hugging each other and saying, like, bros before hoes anyway.
The ones that don't get picked. Like, fuck this shit,
Fuck
man.
these girls.
Yeah, man.
Not
we don't
nearly as
need
good
them.
then.
Let's just drink.
Yeah.
The girls want to scratch each other's eyes out. That's
Okay.
why it's awesome.
So the big one is The Bachelor,
yes.
not The Bachelorette.
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, well, then I won't watch after all.
You weren't going to watch anyway.
Just zero chance. Are you kidding me? There is so much good stuff going on right now. If 2020 had any blessing, it is just cramming all this stuff together where I have got, like last night, I can't keep up with it all. You had the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills on, two undefeated teams going after it. Baseball, You have the American and National League Championship Series that is going on there.
Go Braves. Braves are doing good.
Just the NBA Finals just wrapped up. I mean, that was the one blessing of 2020 was cramming all this great stuff all together. And you're right, the Braves looking good. They got a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. They won 8-7 last night. Our Tampa Bay Rays, they claim them because they're Florida. They beat the Astros 5-2, and they're up 3-0.
What I really wanted was I wanted a Braves versus Astros series and have the Astros lose in the most heartbreaking fashion possible.
We hate the Astros, right?
I cannot stand the Astros on a personal level, Virginia.
Okay, well then me too. If you hate the Astros, I hate the Astros. I wish nothing but bad things on them.
I'm sure what I'm allowed to say. Just know that I don't like the Astros. They've made me like the Yankees.
As we get further away from it, I think you're allowed to say more. That's at least what I do.
Yeah, I know that's the Virginia.
The Virginia way is wait for it to simmer down a little bit and then bring it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just befuddled by the Astros, Virginia.
Well, I hate them too then.
It looks like you're heading to Tampa Bay Rays versus the Atlanta Braves World Series. And I don't know if anybody outside of the Southeast is going to care, but they're only 6.5 hours apart from one another. You could technically, if they were playing in those cities, you could drive back and forth, just 456 miles. But they got all this screwy stuff going on right now where they're playing in different stadiums. It was so weird for me. I couldn't even tell where they were playing, but they're playing in the new ballpark in Arlington, Texas. And you're like, why is that? You know?
I mean, the Astros are down by 3.
Yeah, now they're done.
Well, they better get to cheating again. They better
done. Yeah, bring out the trash cans.
Get those trash cans out.
Karma.
Yeah. So that's some cool stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. And then this weekend, football-wise, you got the Dolphins get to pound up on the Jets, who have not gotten a win yet, and they just cut what was supposed to be their savior of running back last night, Le'Veon Bell. He's gone. So they're not going to have that. And the Dolphins will hopefully romp and frolic. And a great college football game. You got Georgia taking on Alabama on Saturday night. That is a big one. So I'm already pumped for the weekend. I'm ready to go, baby. Let's get there. Somebody did send an ID or an email to me asking about, Aaron said, hey, Kev, a couple months ago, you talked about how you use Google Maps, I think it was, to pin different breweries, restaurants, and places you wanted to visit while you were in Atlanta. Well, I tried figuring that out, and I can't seem to find out what you're talking about. I'm going to Savannah for my birthday next weekend, and I would love to have all the places. I'd like to see that you booked a mark that you talked about. And yeah, it was something that I figured out when I was kind of planning stuff out. And, you know, today we were just talking about would you rather fly or drive? And I prefer the road trip because I love going to these cool towns. And what I'd figured out on my Google Maps, like in Atlanta, I got 32 places that are pinned. There are everything from breweries and great bars, places to get pizza, all the landmarks that you would want to see. And the thing that's cool is you can see how far away you are. Because a lot of times when you're taking a vacation, you don't know where everything is. You know how I love everything organized?
Yes, you do.
Well, I can tell you, I can look at the map and be like, you've got a pocket of 5 spots to hit right in here. So let's do these 5 right now. And then we'll
time maximization.
Oh my gosh. And we get through everything. And you're like, we didn't waste a minute. Like the entire thing. Like some people may go here to over here to there, and then you get lost. I'm like, no. I'm like, we go knock out these 5 places. We go to this other part of town, knock out these 5 places. I love organization.
For a vacation.
I prep for vacation. And I love it. They're the best. And so I have 26 places bookmarked for Savannah.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is. And it's bars, breweries, all the landmarks, haunted little places you want to go.
4 beers at each place equals...
Well, they're not all bars.
It's drunk man.
Yeah, not all bars.
Oh.
But yeah, I will have to try to figure out, Aaron, how I can share this. Because I think it's a cool thing. If you could have a network where everybody kind of has
Sure.
what I have, because somebody had also sent me New Smyrna Beach, and I was going to plug that in with all the great places. If you're ever, you never know. Be like, you know what? Hey, what do you know? I got New Smyrna Beach here.
Where's Kevin's list on the map of New Smyrna?
Yeah, and people who are kind of in the know and live in all those towns, let us know. Because people did kind of save my ass a little bit on Daytona Beach. one of the places I was going to go, there's some KVJ Nationers in Daytona Beach, and like, don't waste your time. Like, this place is a dump.
Okay.
It had kind of like that touristy name. You know that might happen where you just don't know unless you know.
Yeah, and you go, and then you're like, oh, man, I should have never wasted 30 minutes here.
Right. Because, yeah, time is money when you're doing these road trips, so you want to make them count. So how I did it, I don't know. I just went into the Google Maps on my iPhone. That's what I have. And then you can have like new collection, and I just named it whatever the city was.
Oh.
And then when you go and you kind of like mark a spot, you can drop a pin, and then you can drop it into whatever file you want. That's how I did it. And I think I actually shared my Atlanta with somebody. So maybe I can share Savannah with you, Aaron, if I get whatever. What I need? Email? Or I think I can text it. Yeah, I could email it. I think I can email it to her. Look at that.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm going to email it right to you, Aaron. So there you go. Dang, fine. I'm telling you, technology, Virginia. It's amazing, isn't it?
Technology is pretty cool, especially if you're doing stuff like that. I mean, to share it with people and then have them be able to do the same journey as you, that's pretty awesome.
Technology is awesome until it turns on you.
Yeah, when the robot's eating you, you're going to be like, oh, maybe it's not so cool.
Yeah, when it's stabbing you, stealing your money.
Yeah. And now I'm going to be emailing this list out to 85 people today. It's cool, though. It's a good way to do it. A little heads up on the Kev, your sweet baby Ray's sauce with the no sugar. If you're doing keto, not doing sugar. Shannon said that don't worry, you don't have to order it online. They do carry it at Publix, Target, and Walmart. I've seen it there. So.
How would Kevin Ralston apply barbecue sauce? Because me, I'm a smotherer. You won't even see anything other than the sauce. Yeah. And I know you watch what you eat, so you're measuring shit out, aren't you?
No, like I told you, I if I'm in a food category, I go for it. Like you're asking me about eating the almonds, I'm like, I don't count that. I eat till I don't want to eat anymore.
Okay, so if you find a sauce that is under your regimen, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go ape shit on this.
I'm a sauce guy. I love sauces.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and the thing that I kind of like is, it used to be a lot of dieters, they stay away from the sauces. If I find one that doesn't have sugar in it, it can have fat, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because the amount you're eating compared to someone like myself,
so I go
when I'm
for
in
it.
the sauce
I'm
game.
a smother, man. I love to just plunge food in there. And
me too, man.
It's almost like a spoon to get the sauce to my mouth.
I love sauce so much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got that time of year. The spookiness is going on, and Melissa had an email about ghosts and whatnot, and she said, is it illegal to sell a home that appears to have a poltergeist without disclosing it?
Poltergeist, you don't have to disclose.
Okay.
You don't. If you have a ghost in there, they can't write that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you can't prove it.
There's no way to prove that or fight about it or win.
Anybody can say there's a ghost in my closet. It's worth less. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Right. Okay.
Now a dead body, someone that's been murdered, that's a different story.
That one so there's the difference.
It's different per state. There's some states you don't have to. I always forget what Florida is. I feel like. I don't think you have to tell people in Florida. People will let you know if I'm wrong very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, I know we've had that before. We always have those things we talk about, and then 10 minutes later, I forget what we just said.
I know. And then I'll repeat the topic only because I don't remember the answer.
Like, you guys already talked about that.
I get it, but I'm dumb.
Yeah, somebody emailed the other day going, well, clearly you guys are on vacation because you're talking about the same thing. I'm like, actually, we're live.
No, we're very live.
We got that Alzheimer's, yo.
Yes. That's the problem. Steph, wanted to let you know, here's a Goodwill tip for Jaybird. I, too, am an avid Goodwill eBay thrift shopper. And Jaybird, I know you are as well. I recently discovered shopgoodwill.com. It takes items from Goodwill locations around the country and sells that in an auction-style bidding like eBay. I think you'd love to check this site out, shopgoodwill.com.
Well, thank you very much.
That's
I will.
cool.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I run out of avenues where to get old vintage stuff. eBay, and you start running out of places after eBay.
You
so
do.
That's good.
Okay. There's a new place for you to go check out. You're doing some online shopping.
You can do some fun online vintage shopping. I know on some people's Instagram, they'll sell stuff through an auction kind of through their Instagram page.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people sell stuff through the gram.
Yeah,
You go in there, you put a bid on down the comment section. That's how you do it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it. Not only the pandemic, but the technology combined. It was just kind of like the perfect storm, and this is the way purchasing goes. But they haven't perfected. There's still problems. I was reading about Justin Bieber. Apparently, he has his own Crocs that went on sale yesterday online, and it turned out to be a complete mess. People were apparently getting kicked out of the virtual line. Others were using bots to bypass the one per customer limit so they could resell them. And they say the shoes sold out in an hour and a half, and that's typically what happens. How would you even know how to create a bot to bypass the one per customer limit?
There's bots for there's bots. There's programs you can pay for like eBay to guarantee that you win like every single auction. My girlfriend's got it, and
really,
that shit works.
It does.
Hers is called the Sniper, and you snipe everybody, and you get everything on eBay that you want.
Yeah, you told me about this before. There was the best G.I. Joe. They call them a lot, L-O-T. When you have a
lot, a group
exactly.
of figures.
Sure, I wasn't sure if that was a term. I'm not trying to mansplain anything here, but yeah, I had it, and I beat out everybody at the last second. I'm thinking, holy shit, what a great deal. 3, 2, 1. Snipe, that motherfucker got it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the program that my girlfriend has, it puts your bid in and it promises to beat everybody. It puts it in with 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
And you give it the frame and you say, okay, I'm not going to spend more than $70. So it will beat everybody up to $69. But then if it goes over 70, it won't, because you've already told it you don't want to spend more than 70.
I think you were in the room when I got beat. I'm like, Virginia, I got sniped. I gotta get on that. I want that sniper thing.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she's got me so many things through the snipe, and people don't know what hit them.
But here's my question.
And they still don't know what hit them unless you know about the sniping eBay app. You can get beat quite a few times before you figure out that, well, wait a minute.
But what happens if snipe on snipe crimes? You have 5 snipers in there. How do you snipe?
I don't know.
That's some bullshit.
If you're going up against other snipers, how does it work? That's a great question, but I don't think, I don't know. My friend, I don't think she's ever been out-sniped.
Does she get the best snipe in the game?
I don't know if a lot of people know about it. Maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it on the radio.
She has BSE, Big Snipe Energy?
She does, man. I've never seen her lose.
Well, can she get in the G.I. Joe game for me?
Just tell her if you send it to her.
Do I know what friend is this?
Yeah, my friend Kimmy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know Kimmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
I've never seen her lose.
Yeah, somebody said that, Kev, when the pre-sale for the Xbox Series came out, they sold out in minutes, and the next day you would see Xbox Series X on eBay for $1,000. People turn that into a business.
Oh, yeah, that new PlayStation 5's coming out. That's the rage. Everyone's talking about that.
Yeah.
The 5. It's supposed to be just
it's a big deal.
Holy crud, Virginia. Denny's has had a constant hard-on for about 2 months for this thing.
That's how they get you. It's all
Remind
this
me not
hype.
to stand next to Denny's in the hall.
These graphics really are quite remarkable. I mean, this is not your grandma video game.
Yeah, it just reminds me of what I was talking about yesterday, what was on my mind about how what they do is they get us in this endless cycle of consumerism, and we don't pay attention to the important crap in life. And then the people who run the government, they do whatever they want to do because we're like, did you get those Bieber Crocs?
Yeah, you get the new PS5
And we're
virtual.
like, when you really pull away from it, do I really need Justin Bieber Crocs? I mean, is that
No.
going to change my life?
No.
Do I need to spend this kind of money on this?
You guys got to try the virtual, though. Not the ones that make you sick and give you vertigo. Just walking through a peaceful wilderness. I mean, it is so amazing. You feel like you're in a different world. I can see how someone would get lost in that.
Yeah.
Especially if they made that for, like sex, and they made it so real, and they put, I don't know, maybe they add on heat, where you're getting rubbed and you can feel heat on your body.
You wear these special panties, and you say that you like heat by your butt.
Totally. Or,
and then it makes your butthole hot.
Oh, it heats your
They don't want
butt and
that.
it vibrates your front.
Maybe you don't want that, Kevin, but I know some people who would like a hot butt.
I would try out the sex virtual experience.
Usually when you got hot butt, you got a sticky fart that just came right before it.
But you can make
It's a bad combo.
the front of the pants vibrate.
Yeah, you
There's a
could.
lot of you can plug and play, as they say.
What's this product you're talking about? Energy socks.
It was
What was
something that was advertised, and it's called Energy Socks. In the infomercial, big voice, Energy Socks. Are you lacking in energy? Energy Socks. It almost sounds like our bit that we do.
Your socks, yes, exactly.
What do energy
Your
socks
socks
do?
give you energy?
You put them on, yeah. It's supposed to give you just limitless amounts of energy, and it's supposed to help your back. All that kind of fake shit.
Huh.
Yeah, I sent you the
From
commercial. It's. I didn't believe it.
Are they just like support socks?
Probably.
They give you like good circulation or whatever.
They make it seem like you put these socks on and you're able to run like Gump.
They're not giving you energy. They're just giving you support.
They claim to give you energy, Virginia.
They all claim.
My old ass needs some energy.
That's my old ass needs some energy too. That's why I said that to Kevin and go, do these energy socks work?
Please get him for me. I'm tired.
I mean, it sounds so ridiculous.
It
Come on.
does.
You just listen to yourself. My socks are giving me energy.
It'd be
What?
nice to dream though.
How? It's crazy. I thought this was rather interesting. Maria had sent us an email because we're talking about big rollers, what some of these casinos do to keep them.
The whales.
Yeah, but apparently there's the whales and the minnows. And that's kind of interesting because which one would you rather have if you're a casino? Whale's a big spender, right?
Right.
You want the whale or you want the minnow?
You want the minnow.
You want the minnow. Exactly.
Really? Why?
The whale's taking too much of your cheddar, dog.
Well, then why do you treat the whale so amazing? If you don't care about him, then why are you giving him a free suite on the top floor?
No, it's not that you don't care about them. You do care about them. But if you had to say, I guess if you were going with the lingo, what would you rather have, a whale or a minnow? And you would think, well, you think about the aquatic animals. I mean, clearly a whale is much bigger than a minnow. So especially when you're talking about in terms of money, I would assume that a whale has got to be exponentially that much bigger than a minnow. In fact, I would think a minnow's like, you're not going to mess with a minnow.
Right.
But apparently, the super high rollers above a whale is a minnow. M-I-N-O. Minnow. Money is no object.
Oh, okay. So it's not what we thought it was.
I knew what it was.
It's
I'm lying. I thought it was the consistent small player.
Money is no object. So you wouldn't even ask them. It's just, hey, you know, we're going to pick you up on the Rolls Royce and it's going to be full of bubbles and, you know, Stevie Wonder's going to be driving you.
Damn.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
We've had, I think, one or two events in the history of being in radio where we got not like that minnow type treatment, but VIP treatment, and it feels weird because like, why are they being so nice to me?
What did I do?
Yeah, they're surely gonna kick me out soon, right?
Well, that's why I get uncomfortable with VIP because I don't always have VIP, and it actually it gives me anxiety.
It does me too.
Yeah, like if my life were VIP, everything was, I would probably settle into it, and I'd be okay with it and get comfortable with it after a while. But it's so opposite of how my life is. I am a nip. I am a not important person. And I go from getting no kinds of like love to all of a sudden when I get showered with this stuff, I don't know how to react and it makes me uncomfortable.
And maybe I'm a little scarred because I've been to some events that we were kind of partnered in where there's a VIP section and I have been denied to get in front of listeners and then they get in like, this is your event, dude? I'm like, I don't fucking know. You have zero pull, bird.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
because
right.
often what happens with that is they don't properly hand out a guest list with photos and all that stuff. So somebody working the door who's not a listener of the show has no idea.
You're wearing flip-flops, and they're
you
like, not today.
I got
into
a Furby hat and, you know.
I got into quite a fight with a bouncer once because of this very thing.
I'm
Kevin, you were
supposed to
there.
be here.
Kevin,
Yeah.
you were there. Well, this guy was blocking our listeners, and he didn't have it on his list, and I might have had a couple.
I find there's usually very poor communication that happens in these, and that's why a lot of times I don't even try to get in them because I realize they've not. You really need to have a list with photos.
You're right.
To know what it is and have somebody standing there. It's like, yeah, no, they get in.
And when there's a VIP situation where people are spilling out and they're waiting for their drinks, to me that's not very VIP.
No.
And sometimes that happens.
No, I've had it where I was supposed to be bringing somebody on stage. I think you guys were actually at the event, and the guy wouldn't let me up. And,
Yes.
and I had on the badge, and I'm like, dude, I'm fine. I'm like, you know what? I'm not getting paid for this. So if you don't want me on the stage, and I just left.
That's happened a couple times.
Yeah, and they're like, where's Kevin? And she texts me, she's like, where'd you go? I'm like, you know what? Your security guy wouldn't even let me on the stage. So
I showed him my badge, and he would not
wouldn't
let me on the stage.
So I'm like, you know what? I bounced.
In the moment, it's totally.
They were so mad at me, but I'm like, well, you know what? Get a guy that's going to let the dude who's the MC on stage.
In the moment, it really sucks, but looking back, it's kind of funny. You weren't able to intro someone at your own damn event.
I don't even mess around. I said, can I get in? He's like, you're not doing it. I said, can you call her? He said, I'm not calling anybody. He said, get out of here. I said, okay, cool, peace. And I walked out.
And that's the kind of bouncer or security person I'm always talking about. That kind of dick.
If that shit went down today, I think what I would do is make a fun video with him. Against his will, I'm sure. And I would say, so wait, let me get this straight. I have a badge. I'm supposed to be announcing the act on stage in 2 minutes, and you're the bouncer that won't let me go back here and do it.
You start filming him.
Start filming him and see what happens.
I'll tell you what happens. He does that weird thing people get when they want to fight, but they know they can't. They take a big, deep breath through their nose, and they start doing this with their neck.
And then he actually calls somebody like he's supposed to do and figures out that he's wrong. That's why I think if you would have videoed this guy, everything would have been different.
He does that thing what the UF coach did. He does that. He's trying to stay calm and give you calm voice, but it's, I want to fucking rip your fucking throat. Like that's the energy he's giving out. I know that look very well.
Yes, I've seen it.
Tina says something that I often see when Kevin is doing KVJ TV. It just feels like it's very personal. If you check this out, he's always got his middle finger up against his face like he's flipping me off. Yeah.
You must feel comfort doing that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just I get in that position, and you're right. I flip off everybody watching KVJ
It's
TV.
weird. It's only during the dirt.
Is that what it is? Yes. That's the time it happens. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you. I love the screenshots. Send this to us, mail@kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com.
There's some pretty messed up screenshots of us out there.
Yeah, it is going to happen.
Me picking my nose on one. That ain't cool. Damn it, Suits. Get the camera off me.
We were talking earlier in the dirt about the Coming to America sequel. It is moving from Paramount to Amazon Prime. Maybe we'll look at things differently in the future. Maybe if you go direct to home, it's not going to be such a big deal. With movie theaters doing what they're doing, I know Regal had shut down pretty much everything in South Florida, to my understanding. And now AMC theaters, they're saying that they only have enough cash to last through the end of 2020 or early 2021.
Damn.
And they are America's largest movie chain, and they say that they could see themselves filing for bankruptcy by the end of the year. Could the pandemic completely ruin movie theaters?
Wow, that's scary.
It could. I mean, so this just might be it. So when you look at Coming to America sequel, does that mean it's a failure? Does it mean it's terrible? Then now they're going to release it on Amazon Prime, like in December, but maybe not.
I mean, the way that's going to work, I think it's really going to hurt any kind of movie coming out, because you're probably going to wait until the movie is at least rentable for $2.99 or $3.99. Because I had to buy that UFO documentary for $16. There was no rent feature there. You had to buy it, and I think that's going to be how it's going to. That's how it's going to be for a minute. You have to wait for maybe 4 months to rent it, and then when you do rent it, you're going to lose all that money on those ticket sales if people are just renting it.
It'll be interesting, when you have to adapt and what the shakeout would mean. Let's say Regal and AMC, they both go bye-bye, and a lot of stuff is direct to home. It'll probably affect the kind of content that you would start to see.
Yes.
Because you look at Netflix, and they put $1 billion into their product, and it showed. They've made some great TV shows, some great movies. I mean, a lot of their TV shows look like ongoing movies.
Oh,
It's
yeah, no,
just really
they're in the
amazing.
game. They're in the top. They're in the top brands.
And so it just may be we get into a streaming world where that really is just what you see. But will that mean there would be less Avengers type movies because it's so astronomically expensive to make them? Could you maybe not make those back?
And maybe they find a way to make them cheaper. You know,
possibly with what they can do with computers now.
I knew Netflix was changing in the game when Sandra Bullock was in that Bird Box movie, and it was just a Netflix movie.
Yeah,
because she's an A-lister.
She was definitely an A-lister.
She's an A-lister.
You haven't seen her do a lot recently.
And Bird Box, from what I can gather, was successful.
Oh, it was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they're redefining what the success is as well. And maybe for these actors, they have got a different way that they're making money off of it. I know there's always percentages and stuff like that. Chris Hemsworth, who's done all the Avengers movies, and he does the Big of the Big. He had recently done that Extraction movie. It was just for Netflix.
Yeah.
That was as good as any movie that you would ever see in the theater. It was fantastic. It came out earlier this year, and they have already announced a sequel to it. So, spoiler alert, I don't know if he dies at the end.
I don't even know what movie that is.
Can you do a sequel if he dies?
Oh, you can always bring him back. Zombie
Maybe
Hemsworth.
it turns into a prequel.
Zombie Hemsworth, I'm sure can work.
Not everybody's goofy ass like us.
Not everyone goes to the zombie move.
Yeah. How about that? So it'd be interesting. Like I said, Extraction I think is worthwhile if you like the action type of movies. Then I think it's worth, if that's your style. If you've not seen that yet, it's pretty good on Netflix.
Is it a revenge type movie?
It's kind of a mercenary type movie.
I like revenge movies.
Yeah, it's not the John Wick's got the revenge. This has the shoot 'em up, and you can see what John Wick has started. I call it choreographed death. John Wick is so good. It's all these movements and people are just dying like crazy. It's really pretty fascinating. There's parts of Extraction where you see that, where he's so efficiently, where you strangle a guy here and you're shooting a guy over there at the same time your toe is firing a gun and shooting a guy over there.
Yeah.
It's just, that's...
It's impossible.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like a ballet of murder is what basically it is. But they do a bit of that in the Chris Hemsworth Extraction. So you can see that they have borrowed some concepts. I think if you would like the John Wick type movie, then I think you would like Extraction.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
That's why I love Braveheart so much. I love a movie where you got really, really bad villains. They're just so evil, and you really can feel the hatred towards them, and you see the good person really just get the short end of the stick for a good 45 minutes, and then it's time to go fuck up the bad guys. I love those movies.
Yeah, those are fun. And if you like the TV show Shameless, it has had a great run. It started in 2011. It's Showtime's longest running show to date. They announced the final season will premiere on December 6th. So anybody looking for new content, you can get Shameless. It's on Netflix. I know right now, so you could start binging that. You got 10 seasons to check out, and the final one is going to be launching.
So much content.
It is, yeah. And I kind of have watched a little bit of season 1, but I kind of got off of it. It's, you know what? I put it and Curb Your Enthusiasm in the same category where there are some shows that are bingeable where you're watching like, I can't wait to find out what happens. And then there are some shows where maybe it's almost like eating cake or something. It's good, but you can only eat so much. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
And Curb Your Enthusiasm and Shameless. Shameless is so dysfunctional that after a while, I start feeling like life is dark. And
you can do that.
I get a depression going on when I watch too much of it.
I'm not here for that right now.
No,
It's just not my vibe.
I could do maybe like an episode at a time of Shameless, and with 10 seasons, it's taking me forever. And Curb Your Enthusiasm is just kind of more of the same. It's good. I'm entertained.
You're right about the things you binge. I told y'all last Christmas I binged that Vietnam special. I watched 9 hours of just this documentary. Each part of it was an hour long. And by like hour 7, I was in a dark place.
By hour 7, your ass got PTSD.
Yeah.
Now you're like, you went through it.
Thinking maybe this is not the right programming to be watching on Christmas, but it got to me. I had to watch just cooking shows after that.
So that's it. But that is the good news. In fact, I've even seen some network TV shows on the regular networks, and they're now starting to promote that they've got new episodes coming up. So they're filming. New content's going to be on the way. So if you've already binge-watched everything you could possibly ever see, the good news is more stuff is right around the corner.
That is good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because we're still, a ways away probably from getting all the way back to our normal lives. All right, got Thursday, Friday ahead of us. We're back tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here today. We will see you all a little bit later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.